Frank.
Brian, all right.
Awesome speech, man.
Appreciate it.
Did a great job.
Thanks. Hey,
Congratulations. It's so good to see you.
Yeah.
You remember me, the farewell dinner I had for you and Julie when you left
Yes, that's right. You did.
Give my best wishes to Julie. Yes, it was a wonderful evening. We raised a lot of dollars for the Kidney Foundation that night. You just keep raising money.
Yeah, you think so?
You're great. You're
People
great.
are going to be afraid of your memory.
Congratulations. It was a fabulous speech. We all learned so much. It's just touched all our hearts.
Yeah, well, I think people would walk away saying this is a real problem. We shouldn't have it in our community.
It is. We shouldn't have it. We have to quit it. We have to resolve it somehow. And we're working, and thank you so much. You have got us all thinking in the right direction. And I think there's just one more people here tonight. We're all going that way in mind.
Good.
So good to see you, Frank.
Thanks.
Take care. Give my best to Julie.
Will do.
I'm Carol. I remember Carol.
I will. Pass it.
Thank you.
I'm Charlie. Boy, he's came a long way. It's 25 years ago when
We're
you
going
were
to talk, Charlie. I'm going to drink.
I know. You know what? You know what? We should talk for about an hour. Boy, you came a long way from 25 years ago, huh?
I haven't come anywhere.
No, you came. Everybody wants you. Go around the world now, and the banker and everything. Listen, me and you, we had a debate. I always supported you when you were premier. I told Brad Woodside it's 58 seat, not 52, and I remember. And I'm going to ask you a question. Remember when I was debating with you about the bicycle helmet?
No.
You passed a bicycle to work.
We did.
To work.
Mandatory requirement for bicycle helmets, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
And I was arguing with you. We should have 16 years and younger, not everybody.
Right.
And I look at it. I thought it would be what's going to be next: elbow pad, knee pads. Mm-hmm. Now we come to a point. The police are involved.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Do you think? Why did we pass it to everybody?
I'm sorry. Here's Joan. I think she might.
Oh, hey, Jonah.
Charles, I have to get him over to the scrum too. Okay.
Okay. I was almost done. I asked him.
I'm sorry.
I asked him.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got.
Yeah, almost done. Almost done.
Thank you for leaving here.
Who's that rude person? Who's that rude person?
I don't know if it's somebody's wife, not mine. Really?
Sabrina King. Yeah, she's becoming my...
Oh, it's impossible to talk to him.
This is Mrs. Kenny. Joan. This is Joan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk to him.
Yeah. I've got a little scrum for him over here, Joan. Over there, the real.
Okay.
Okay, Charlie.
So right quick, what do you think?
Bottom line is we still should have helmets. I'm a bigger fan now than I ever was.
Really?
Yes.
Only Nova Scotia here in British Columbia has
It's not about rights, it's about public safety. Collective rights versus individual rights. The right to swing your arm stops where the other man's nose begins.
Ouch.
The right to free speech stops at saying fire in a crowded theater. You've got to have limitations.
We got to sit down in a room one of these nights. Frank, nice to see you.
Okay.
Lots of traffic. Charles Leblanc outside of Moncton. Thank God there's a lot of traffic here. And all this traffic enrich one person. Former jackass federal minister Doug Young. Remember when Doug Young lost the election and he said, well, you won't see me on UIONEI. Of course not. Because he had a huge federal pension. So him, and sorry, I guess I have to put Frank McKenna in the same bunch, but Frank McKenna will go down in history for saving many, many, many lives. Because of the building of the 4-lane highway between St. John, Upton, Fredericton, and Moncton. Now, Doug Young, all these cars that went by the past minute that I've been talking, Doug Young has been making lots of money. Every car that goes by, where Doug Young hit the jackpot. talks again. Look at this gadget. Look at that. Have a nice close up here. Look. Isn't that nice? Cameras, audio, everything. Every car that goes by, money goes into the bank account of Doug Young. And I think Paul Zed is also involved in this. So you know what? Personally, I say give them whatever, $1 million each to Paul Zed and Doug Young, and bring back the tolls. Bernard Lord made a mistake. He removed the tolls. I say bring back the tolls. You don't like that? Send me a comment. Let me know. That's all I gotta say. Okay, we're in Oromotto Flats. This is where the Fletching were assassinated 30 years ago? 40 years ago. John and Isabella Fleming were shot here. Now, John was a bureaucrat working for public safety. And Isabella was working for another department for the government. They both were bureaucrats, and they both were, they had the same system. They finished work, they had supper. After supper, they walked their dog here in Oromotto Flat, they came back. And one night, they were shot. 3 days later, 3 or 4 days later, there was an inquiry in the evening by the RCMP, lasted a couple hours, and to this day is unsolved. And they claim there's so many stories. They say there was drug dealers in the river. There was no trees here, and the river is right behind us. And they claim that they were involved. They got caught by some drug dealers. There were claims. What other claims? Hunters, duck hunters. They claimed that they were involved with the. They thought it was somebody else that was involved with Greenpeace. There were so many stories. But there's one thing for certain. John Fletching was working for public safety. The story was that he was going to come out with Kingsclear before people knew about Kingsclear. I'm talking about the youth jail, the pedophiles. This was the world. This was heaven for the pedophiles around the world. People were coming to come and sleep with kids that were behind bars. Of course, later on we found out about Tough and all that. Now, what's the whole story here? Now, was the Fredericton police force, were they involved also in covering up Kingsclear? Was the Fredericton police force involved in that? Nobody is talking about that. The Fredericton police force goes by the old boys club. But it's funny. We never hear nothing, the inquiry about the Fredericton police force. And the politicians and the people involved in Kingsclear, they live in Fredericton. I wonder if they were involved. Who knows?